There a feature I feel is missing from this? There are a couple of minor things that I would like to see. For Observer, I think it'd be really nice to be able to still see usernames during the mulligan phase. I don't know why those disappear.
High time to pay the piper.
Nothing immediately comes to mind. This is very feature complete. This is way more refined than I thought it was going to be on initial release. Wait, I can see usernames during the round 1 mulligan phase, but I can't in round 2 and 3? That's definitely a bug, right? It's weird. Anyway, we've got Atta versus Hidden Cache. What is in this Atta list? Got a Mad Charge? Wait, what? Is this Redea? It is Redea. So Redea, Kira, got a Fortune Teller as a tech bronze, we got Squirrel as a tech bronze. There's a Heat Wave in the list, Heat Wave Baron for tall removal. We are missing... You have a Nero for AA. No Natalis in the deck. Looking over at the Hidden Cache side of things, we've got Jax in hand round 1. Aside from that, I think we... Yeah, we saw Skuldum earlier. Playing, I believe, the same list. Just pretty normal engine cache. How's the meta right now? It's pretty good. Feature-wise, pretty much complete. Bug-wise is the way to go. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's a beta. It's come a long way in the last month. It is working much more smoothly than it did for the Invitational. So, for once, I believe that this is actually going to work very well in like a couple weeks. I have very high expectations. See the turn 1 Sol immediately on 7 coins because of the Tiger's Eye. Boat Sol, 10 points, 3 per turn. And no easy answer here. With no like leader charge to boost up Prince to take the duel. Nero can Heat Wave, but then we don't have a Nero for AA. Oh, there is Natalis in the list. I missed that earlier. We doomed on the Flying Redinians. That is not coming back later. This isn't the list that was playing like Kikimor Warrior, right? It is the list playing Kikimor Warrior. So Kikimor Warrior and Line of Credit looking a lot worse with this doomed Flying Redinian. Just no Purify, so we're not gonna see like a Nero for Caulk or anything. Just establishing some more engines. 4 per turn, some of it in coins. We got a Sea Jackal to take advantage of these coins. So the coin here is a little better than 1 per turn, because we're spending it on the Jackal. It's gonna be, I think, pretty tough for Nukteria to win round 1. I imagine we're just gonna see 3 bronzes in the pass.
Left, right. I only use 4. Except sometimes they're quite fresh.
Save the Heatwave for Championess Foulblood later. Yeah, I was just thinking that there's no way that you're going to get to Heatwave the Championess Foulblood, because you're never taking Last Flyback. Anyway. 3rd bronze? It's the worst one, Squirrel. What happens if you play Squirrel and Skuldum passes? This is just over. This is actually really scary. There's a Nero for Heatwave if you need it. Gotta jam the Redea. So wait, are we trying to push? Redea Prince to kill the Sol? Or the Jackal. Killing a Jackal denies the easy spender. A Nero can still get a spender, but... I wonder what we're gonna see here. Redea definitely indicates a willingness to commit pretty hard into this round. And Skuldum just gets out. I believe this still forces the Prince, right? Can't see a line of play for how NR wins this. I mean, this is how it starts, right? I would say this was a pretty inexpensive round 1 for NR, all things considered. Like, sure, Redrame, Prince are going. Not playing Prince. Wait, really? I thought for sure you were saving that for round 2. Interesting. These guys play so slow? No, not really. These guys play at a totally reasonable pace. Can do math. That is true. That is true. I mean, I guess we've got ways to make the prince good later. Kind of. Like, it's just the Radovit's Royal Guards, right? Is the only thing that boosts the prince now? Because there's no leader for it. Hey, Redrame. Got 4.5 hours of sleep. Oh no. No. So, tournament mode is super hype. I don't know if you've checked it out yet. Don't get why Syndicate didn't bring a card with Purify. Just a different way of building the deck. Valuing Purify is less than playing more greedy cards. Checked out the beta, which you're not sure was super hype. Why? What do you think is missing from it? I've had a very small technical hiccup in a 60-person tournament so far. Oh, it's still called a beta, which is why I was confused. Yeah, it's still not perfect, but I feel like it's going to get there. It's a lot better than it was for the Invitational. Seems a lot better than it was for the Open. Seems a lot better than it was for the Partners Tournament. Boiling oil. Backing up the engines with some removal, forcing out the passive Flora. Where's the Heaver? There's Defender in this deck, right? Oh. Oh, there's Defender in hand. Whoa, wait, you just ran out. Interesting. No bugs yet. There were some bugs. It was round 1 got a little messed up, and it carried over into round 2 a bit. But since then, it hasn't been bad. I think one player disconnected and it kind of screwed things up. So I'd rather play a card that's always good than a Profit 6 card? I mean, you just use it on boat. I don't know. You can usually get value on your 6 coins. 6 coins are usually worth more than 6 points, too. You can look at it as like a 7 or 8 for 4. Even more with Vinci. Sentry Knight coming down. And then Imki. So NR still ahead by 4 points. Under Seductress and Imki. We've got Royal Guards that we can use with the Anses. So it looks like we are going to find Anses value. It's just what do we want to do with it? Still holding it, or are we going to answer the MK? If boat gets banished, then it's unplayable. Yeah, but how often does boat get banished? Yes, we are playing the second AAL. Is this the Talus Boiling Oil? The Talus Mad Charge. Little less good. Still alright. We have a knight, right? Yeah. So this still plays for 7? 4, 3 vitality? And armor? Still a 9-point Natalis. I don't know. Not too bad, all things considered. The Azar finally coming down, making the Prince Anses look a little more silly, though we do have the Karak City Guard to move the Scarab if we want to find Anses value. Yikes. Okay. Now what? Do I want to cast your buddy? Yeah, sure. If you want to hop on a Discord call, I'm down. I was just talking about earlier how I want to run like weekly tournaments. I think it'd be cool to have like different people from the Gwent community on every week as a co-caster. I think I can add you as a caster mid-tournament, maybe? Let me see. Maybe. I can? We'll see if that works. Let me make sure this is set up properly. Okay. So this NR bleed did bleed. And does it get there all the way? Wait. He has a spender in the jacks. It does not. It does not at all. Oh, there's also the Vinci chill in there. But this line of credit's not very good. Our tech's not looking that live. What's NR drawing to? Alabor Baron? Is the leader used yet? Where on the site says anything about casters. If you go to the tournament page, it should show up on the overview, maybe? There's Von Hurst. Getting up to Horde 5. We've got a spender, we've got 2 poisons. Vicious Slash is gone. This can die to Caraballista plus Falibor. Can what? Urchins spend a little? I feel like okay, no. This works. Lonhurst dies, a token dies. Baron does nothing, and then this spends to well above 14 points. A little bit scary. Somewhat sketchy sequencing, but looks like it worked out in the end there. Not sure what the idea was behind playing this tech first, but all worked out in the end. Let me see if I can send a... Lion's got Death Shadow versus Elskuldum's Precision Strike. I think we saw Elskuldum's Precision Strike. I think he's playing the Gravesh deck. Yeah.
He's just playing this pile.
What do you think about this deck? I first saw it in chat today when a couple people mentioned it to me.
This deck has sort of been around a while. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the deck itself. I haven't seen like this exact build of it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of have. It looks pretty generic-ish.
My initial impression was this is more of just a red coin abuse deck, but supposedly Gravesh did really well in his placements. He went like 23 and 2.
I think that might just be Gravesh being Gravesh. I don't really see anything particularly special about this list. It's running Eagern and Osril, which I generally like.
I'm talking about the
Cards are
Scoia'tael
pretty
deck.
good. Oh shit! You mean the Scoia'tael? Oh, you mean the Scoia'tael file?
Yeah, the hand buff Scoia with Circle of Lives and Skags.
Ah.
Oh, this isn't that. This is a different deck. My bad. I saw the Circle of Life and assumed.
Oh yeah. That's why I was like a little confused.
I think all the
But
cards in his
also-
hand are decks in the Gravesh
Yeah.
deck, but when you
I don't
open up
think
the
this
deck,
is a-
it presents a very different picture.
I'm pretty sure the monster pile was absolutely not built by Gravesh, now that I think about it. But I was like, this isn't my Skags pile.
Yeah. Okay, so Brew is coming down, getting the first Crone out early. Squirrel does nothing in this matchup. Isn't a Neuromancy.
Yeah. There isn't an Neuromancy.
So Larv is ticking. What is Lion looking to do here? We've got potential value Striga. We just play the Squirrel if it thrives. Looks like we're doing something that presents 2 Circle of Lives. Just playing the Squirrel for value, yeah. Thriving while the thriving is good.
I would expect a rebuke here. Kind of seems like setting up the tree is good.
Seems like it. Seems a little tricky to compete in this round. The Shiro is at 7.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why.
I did not realize where those buffs were going.
I would expect 5s to be better here in like every way.
Yeah, I mean, it's unexpected, I guess, but...
It is unexpected.
Hmm.
Maybe you can like wipe double Noonwraith by pinging it down to 6. You could just wipe double Noonwraith anyway with it at 5. I don't know.
Ooh, you see
Like
the paths
crones
coming
and
out
like
from Lion.
everything else. Larvas.
Not caring about winning round 1. It just says, hey, you better have 12 points. Let's force a gold out here.
Does this deck have 12 points?
Maybe not in 1.
I mean,
You can
it
what?
kinda does.
Protector plays for 11 here?
Wait, am I just... Oh, okay. I thought I got stuck in like one of the menus, but it was because I viewed the deck right as my El Skilldom played the Triss.
The random buff went on Shiru again. We've got a 9-point Shiru.
Oh, good.
Just what we want to
What a
see.
what a big Shiru. That Goliath's gonna be feeling the burn.
Oh, what is... Just imagine, like, Beast, Goliath, and a Parian Phantom all line up at huge numbers.
Yeah, it could happen. Honestly, 9 looks a lot more promising to me than 7. 7 seemed like the absolute worst number to put your Shiru at.
It's fair.
But at 9 it could actually do something. Like, it literally just needs to kill 2 units now to be good.
Mm-hmm. So, going into round 3, we've got the Crone Shadow deck against some Shiru thing with a lot of symbiosis. Eithne-less
Shiru
symbiosis?
creature.
I think this is the heaviest symbiosis deck I've ever seen not play Eithne.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I've seen like some other lists play Symbiosis and drop Eithne just because the card is like awkward.
Sure. But
'Cause you
usually...
get to play neutrals.
Yeah.
Neutrals are pretty good. Like that bomb heaver. It's gonna play 4 for 5 here.
True, true.
Bomb heaver pretty good. Bomb heaver actually pretty good. But
So, proactive play. What? This is a Nero for just the Yigurns coming out? Okay. I remember Yigurn pretty
yeah,
respectable.
I'd expect Jaeger to get a eat.
Most
Maybe
likely.
just set up Dunka first or something.
Or maybe, just maybe, we play Dunka, try to get 4 more buffs on the Shiryu, and
And
then
then
line up
kill the
Beast
Yigurn.
plus Yigurn.
Oh man. Pretty good.
Not the line he opted for.
I mean, Lion, if I were Lion here, I would slam this Phantom. And it's gonna go straight into a Shiru.
It's true. Oh man, imagine like Phantom into Naglfar for Hound into Goliath.
Oh, Lion's playing around the 9 strength Shiru by not growing the Phantom here. Just Parasite.
Sight taking out the Dunka. And it is back over to Skildum, who decides to just go foul for Caress, I think that's what this is? Yeah.
Dunka is going to yoink that Shiru. It's now a dead Dunka. Feels not yoinked Shiru, man. This Valve, however, is growing to 9 strength, which seems slightly...
Not anymore, it's not!
Okay, we're good. We good.
Oh. This Shiryu. Yeah, the sad bomb heaver comes down.
Yeah. Phantom I would expect to come now before Lion has too many 5s. I don't know when Lion wants to play this Phantom.
Feels like he was
playing
holding
a
it.
7-point Phantom.
Yeah, I think if he's holding it this long, it's just coming down for 3 damage.
I'm not sure I understand why. I guess a rebuke plus a leader charge is maybe why.
Yeah.
In theory, it's more efficient to kill the Phantom, and then
You're not making room
if you
for
just
any of
play
your other
Kit-
engines.
Yeah, sure. I guess that's fair. Toss a ping though, which could be very relevant if you're playing against a Shiru deck.
Could
But
be.
I guess from
I-
Lion's perspective, you already have a bunch of 5s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think you're expecting the Shiryu to be on 5s. Little does he know.
Yeah.
What's this Anira
Cool.
doing? Oh, okay. Oh, is this council guaranteed on Gord? It is.
I think so, from how I very briefly looked at the deck.
It is.
It's not letting me click the deck again for some reason.
Oh, weird.
Oh, no, wait, no, I think, okay, I'm actually dumb. Okay, yeah, it
Did you
is.
use the wrong click?
Yes.
Okay.
I definitely tried to Observer. Observer's good.
Observer's real sick.
Observer's pretty sick. This is also pretty sick. I can definitely get behind this. I approve of, like, having a tournament client at all.
Definitely. Crone coming down, answering the Tramp Boar. Phantom coming down, dealing 3 damage. I feel like I missed a turn cycle somewhere, but anyway. Oh, I missed the leader ability use, that's what it was. Okay.
So the Ethne is not running Sentinels, which I think I generally like with Shiru.
Yeah, you often just want to use the 2
however,
damage.
here, you're probably going to want Sentinels. It's kind of unfortunate that you don't have the points.
Yeah, it doesn't look like... I mean, maybe Boost Crone lines up a bigger Shiryu. Probably will.
Yeah, that's kind of what the hope is here. I don't think Lion's thinking about the 9-strength Shiru. I would
There
think
is
Lion
no
is thinking
universe.
about the 5-strength Shiru.
There's no universe where Lion is thinking about a 9 strength Shiryu. That is so far off of his radar.
It might not be if the Forest Protector comes down here. I would consider playing... Well, no, there's a Heat Wave. From El Skildum's perspective. So probably we are going to see the Forest Protector. And the moment it hits a 5, the Bamboozle is gone. Oh, he
True.
is going Gourd. He's going for it.
Oh, man.
Problem is, 2 times out of 3, Naglfar just Heat Waves that, but Lion misses. That was a huge miss.
I mean, this Ozrel's getting sheared. Maybe? He doesn't have enough pings, right? Oh, no, because he can hit it with the 5 damage.
Yeah,
So is this going to come down
wait,
to...
he's going Beast.
Okay. But... Oh, it goes to 8, yeah. Wait, really? Going Beast?
I'm struggling to see how the Shiru gets aligned well enough, because once this Forest Protector gets played, Lion might just know what's coming. Like,
Did he just play around the 9-point Shiru, but not the... Oh, no, because it's
yeah,
not...
the 5-point Shiru seems pretty good here, I have to say. The 5-point Shiru kind of is casual 20 points.
I guess the council's gone.
And Goliath kill, potentially. God, is Lion actually playing around 9-point Shiro here? I was not expecting to see someone play around 9-point Shiro. But I mean, this just gives it away, right?
Well, it gives away that there's not, like, Shiru, at least,
It's
right?
not Shiro for 5.
Yeah. And the
You
council
haven't
was already
seen any
gone.
of the hand buffs.
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta be thinking your opponent's a clown here. And just buffing that Shiro by a serious amount.
We'll have
You
to
think this is a
see.
snipe? It could be. I don't know if there's... I would assume since it's a fun tournament, there's nothing enforcing.
I don't think Lion
that
would bother
side of
sniping.
things.
That seems silly.
But yeah, I wouldn't really. I mean, given that it's not open deck, maybe you could no, but the Heatwave has already been played.
The Heatwave's gone, yeah. You
I
know
would
there's no
unironically maybe do what Lion is doing here.
Why?
Like, I would consider it. I don't know if it's an obvious play. I mean, it's kind of not. This whole game was a clan fiesta, but
How many 5s were there?
he could have been playing around Skags. Against Skags, there's no difference what you boost. Like, Skags just hits a unit.
I think if you really think about the line, it makes sense, but it looks a
Yeah,
little...
no, the line legitimately made sense. There were 3 hand buffs, which if Lion was tracking, would, you know, all be missing in action. Your opponent hasn't played a Shiro yet and is running Precision Strike.
Yeah.
You get a little bit suspicious.
Magnus 6 plus 5 leader
Like-
damage. Yeah, but there's nothing you can do about Skags. No matter what you buff, Skags is doing the same amount of points.
Yeah, it's... Oh yeah, even against Skags, boosting Goliath would have actively been good there. That's true. Skags
Oh,
would have
Goliath dying.
killed
Sure,
Goliath.
sure.
Yeah. Chat's just crazy then. Like, if it's a good play against Skags too, there's no way that was a snipe.
Yeah, like, you know how chat is. They'll accuse anyone of sniping.
Yeah.
They see lines that they wouldn't have taken without perfect information and just assume that it's a snipe.
Yeah. The possibility of someone sniping also just sounds so much scarier than the possibility of someone playing the game.
Imagine people actually playing well. That's crazy.
Played right into Vanilla Geralt, it's true. The fool.
So we've got Cash against Cash. Siri Cash. Ooh. You played a little bit of Siri Nova Cash at the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah,
How'd that go for
I
you?
can confidently say I hated it. Lion seems to think it's good though.
Are there any Siri Nova decks people are like still seriously playing on Pro Ladder, or is it completely faded to obscurity?
There are definitely decks that people are playing on Pro Ladder. There are also people playing Siri Dash on Pro Ladder
Yeah.
and Siri on Pro Ladder, and like all kinds of random crap.
You're running into Vanilla Series? I haven't seen
ran
any of
into
that.
like any player that I was like surprised to see playing Siri Nova.
Okay, sure. That's fair. Anyone playing Siri Dash that you weren't expecting to see play Siri Dash?
Chezzy. But also
That's not surprising. Come on.
I should have seen that coming, yeah.
Remove his cowl, then his ears.
So Philippa will destroy the round here.
That's
Opts to go for it. I'm not sure if that's worth it. In theory, Philippa on Siri Nova is a scary threat, but I guess
it's not open deck list.
Yeah, it's probably not what you're thinking about, right? Like,
it's not even on my radar, yeah.
But I mean, Philippa is a strong card, but also the dog is... It's hard to say no to the dog.
It's a strong card in this matchup, too. Like, there's so many engines you
I guess in
potentially
theory, if you're Philippaing the dog here, the opponent's Philippa could hit the Redanian here, and that could be really bad. I think in the Kashmir, having 2 boats is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just heavily disincentivizes the bleed, and then you can pass, and you get the coins from the leader round 2, and they don't. And then from there, you have 6 extra carryover in round 3. And especially when you see your opponent's Philippa out, like the biggest downside there is your opponent will play a Philippa at some point, and it's extremely strong.
Definitely.
But like with Philippa out, like it's kind of risky to go Philippa first, but I think you probably also have to do it because the dog steal is pretty insane. And it's also nice to go second, I'd say, most of the time. Is that true? I'm actually not sure that's true in cash. In cash, you could make an argument for going first, honestly. It kind of depends what the lists are looking like. But I guess you get the option to push if you win the round, which could be beneficial as well. And, like, your leader does sort of incentivize doing that. I don't know, I haven't really played this enough.
Chat's still talking about... The thing about Gwent chat is that a lot of the time, optimal play looks indistinguishable from sniping. And I feel like that's what's happening here. Like, people just aren't seeing lines that make sense because they're not lines that they would have personally seen. Even though when you think about, like, all the potential options, they still make sense. It just happens to work out unintentionally against the 9-point Shiryu. Like, once you realize that Skags... You want to protect your Goyat from the Skags plus leader charges, rather than worrying about a Shiryu that you can't beat anyway, that line makes a ton of sense. And I mean, the Phantom play even made sense in the moment, right? Because you know Rebuke's in the deck. You know your opponent is Aithne.
Who holds on to the Phantom? Someone worried about Rebuke and one leader
Holding on to
charge.
the Phantom was 100% just the correct play.
I wouldn't go that far. Like, you could argue trading a leader charge for a point is legitimate. If you're worried about, like,
I would
5 Shiro depending on your hand, but I probably...
If it was a number other
probably
than
would've
5,
done
I'd agree
that.
with you.
Sure.
But I think since 5 naturally sets itself up, the one leader charge isn't that relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like he held on to the Phantom until, like, after the Rebuke was gone, and then played Phantom and grew it. He eventually just played Phantom for 7 points, and that was the mode that he chose that card is going to play that game. That's part of why the Patience engines are so good, is that you get to choose to just play them as 7/7s in matchups where you're not expecting the engine value to get good value.
Yeah, I'm operating on, like, no sleep, and my parents are also sleeping, so I'm not really sure what you want me to do.
You're fine, dude. Don't pay too much attention to chat.
Yeah.
So we've got the Nova chilling here in round 3. What is this? Azar. So when you compare the quality of these two hands, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yes, you.
Um,
Have you made your offering?
that's a good question. I think I want to make an argument for why this might not just be the most one-sided game ever. But
It's pretty hard to make that argument, I think.
yeah,
Rather beautiful. What can I say?
Like, the saw just lives, right?
the Saul does kind of just live. This Tavern Brawl is actually not bad. You're dealing with a Kiki.
Yeah, looks like he's...
Decides to go Roderick instead. Hard to argue with more engine. Kiki, however, is like the scariest card in Bottom's hand here, I would say. So I might have gone for the Tavern Brawl, but you might be worried about Saul.
Yeah, there's other cards that are... I mean, you never get to Tavern Brawl the Saul, right?
If you're lying, you might be hoping to.
Sure. Fair enough. Just seems like there's
That seems
all the
like
ways in the
something
world to play
Lion
around
would
it.
do.
I mean, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points a turn against 3, 4, 5, 6 points a turn. It's
Yes, you. Have you made your offering?
not looking that bad.
It's starting to look a little
It's
more bad.
looking a little bit worse. We did just get to... Yeah, okay, well... And this Bonhurst is going to turn off at some point in the reasonable future.
Mm.
Sort of depends where this boat goes and whether he can afford to keep clicking on this Kiki.
Playing it into the Bonhurst row, I guess you're not going to be able to keep hitting the Kiki anyway, so it's probably fine.
Yeah.
But it is really awkward that you overfill here.
I mean, he's just super overswarming, right? Like, he's got this Jax in his
Yeah.
hand that does nothing.
That is kind of a weird thing about this deck. I've seen like 1 or 2 other people playing a deck that looks sort of a little bit like this. But it feels like the deck can kind of just risk overswarming.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't really have a good way to play like payoffs. And also just plays riskier engines.
Well, Lion is up by almost 50 points. I say almost 50 pretty loosely, but...
This is a free Kikamore click, right? Oh no, but Jacques. Oh, well, you can always go Jacques for profit.
Yeah, you end up Jacques no paying, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I would have used the Kiki more than, I guess, for what it's worth. Also not re-pulling boat here. Which I guess is, yeah, whatever. There's a bunch of token spawns.
3 ounces of Optimator, a drop of mercury solution.
They've so damn much. Anyone teach them to share?
Yeah. That was
So,
not a close game.
yeah. That's a big sea jackal.
It is a very big sea jackal. No respect for Morels. Mostly because there's a
Just put in-
defender.
Yurden would win here. Look at that Yurden. Oh man.
Insane. And I believe that's the set. What is going on the other side? Okay, they're 1-1. So I will set us to be casters in the finals. Yeah, this was a 60-person, 6 rounds of Swiss. Right, 1, 2, yeah, 6 rounds of Swiss. We are less than 5 hours in right now. Less than 4 hours in. We started at 1. Hopefully the Saturday after.
Oh, there's an invite.
But maybe
Are we
I'll
gonna
wait
get a
until
match?
like they have an update to the tournament client to fix some of the bugs that we saw earlier. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do yet. I do want to like organize having other casters on every week. Should be fun. I was saying like tournament mode seems like a great way to get Gwent content creators to collaborate, which is something that seems missing in the Gwent community a lot of the time.
Yeah, for sure. It's not necessarily something that's missing in terms of you can't do it.
But just
but
nobody does
It's just
do
so
it.
hard to organize.
That too, yeah. Taking a day off. I don't mean a day off in terms of a day off. I mean just not doing the Saturday tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. I was definitely not planning on doing the Saturday tournament tomorrow, but here I am up at like a time where I could do the Saturday tournament tomorrow, so I might reconsider.
Yeah, it was a good time. So Lion queuing the Crone's deck again, and we are seeing the same deck Sophist brought last time. I believe this is just the Devotion mid-range uprising.
Clouds gather over Temeria.
See in the AA for I imagine Bow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get any kind of in-game credit for the tournaments. I'll see if I can talk to CDPR about getting something set up, but I don't know if they want to do that for weeklies.
Fall overboard and I'm not jumping in after you.
Alright, if it's Royal Guards coming down, enabling the Karak frigate, putting that soldier next to it. And Cintron Lion just decides to develop the second larva.
Seeing double larva here, it's kind of interesting.
It's definitely aggressive.
With the Royal Guard set up and your opponent going double larva, would you ever just slam an Anna here?
The throne will be mine.
It would
I think I
be
would
4
consider
points per
doing
turn
it
versus
as
4
well
points per
as-
turn, but 2 of your points per turn are end of turn points, and you're ahead quite a lot with TA. I could see it.
Yeah.
It's one way to keep up.
That squirrel is pretty painful.
Waiting your orders.
Ouch. That's
Losing your AA is rough. The red coin squirrel
Yeah.
can be pretty backbreaking.
it's just a card that you can never really afford to play around either.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you can just not get squirreled. It's one of those cards where it's like sometimes it just comes down. It's like Bomb Heaver, but you're not even expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opponent.
It wouldn't be about transferring Ka. It would just be about seeing if I could get like a little bit of meteorite powder to give out each week. Would be the idea.
Yeah. It would be cool if you could get that, but definitely seems non-essential to me, but I suppose I'm not one to speak on that sort of matter.
Yeah,
There
I
are a lot
mean,
of things that seem non-essential to me that chat seems to still really like.
exactly. So, what does Lion want to do here? Establishes the beast. Makes sense on Thrive Curve. Still got Reach with Yigern, I imagine. 17.
I would hope. I guess if this Eggman Tridum gets really lucky, the line technically doesn't have Reach with Yigern. Oh no, I might be mistaken. Did I? No, it's end of turn. Yeah, that's correct. But it would have to be a really lucky Tridum, I think, for Yigern to not work here.
Sure. Sop's just opting
Whoa.
for the pass. That is
Okay, we're gonna see a Yigern here.
really
And already
scary.
it works, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally only needed one armor ping for Lion to get the pass here. I definitely would have played a bronze just because I think it's I would have played something as the NR player here. I think you're already invested enough in that round that it's pretty painful to be bled by monsters.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to say what to play though in the defense of NR here.
Just feels bad to not play anything and give the monsters deck the round one. This is the monster deck with a lot of control too.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of control you could almost argue is maybe less bad than if you were going to give the round to something that could like really push you.
True. I mean, this
but
monster deck is already like also good at
It
pushing.
still can push you.
Yeah.
Like Crohn's is definitely capable of doing that. Maybe it's not as dangerous as like something like a devotion pile.
True, true. Yeah, and like here we see the Goliath coming down. I just got so much damage being threatened, right? Like it's so hard to stick anything here.
Yeah. This is just very awkward as NR, especially without the second assault. You would definitely just slam an assault here if you had an assault.
Yeah.
That is extremely aggressive. I don't think that's a good plan long term. I suppose you have Prince on the Goliath, so you could try to keep just playing tempo.
Yeah, it pulls your
But-
Varaxis, which I guess would end the round.
Oh yeah, that's true. You don't exactly want to lose the Varaxis. Although if you were never to draw it anyway, I suppose it's good to have a Varaxis and you're getting a card for it.
Yeah, if you kill the Goliath, the Varaxis comes out, and I assume that means
Yeah.
you win the round without too much contention after that, and maybe that's all you want. Get your cards, still keep your Atta.
Yeah.
But doesn't look like that's gonna work here.
Yeah. I think long term an Uprising Charge was just spent for 1 point. And it's
Seems
just
like it.
never something that's going to end well.
Take the Prince onto the Crone.
I am a little scared to not see an engine developed here. Clearly this is going in line with the plan of keep tempo here.
It's just so
But
hard
this
to
is
do
just
that
a
against
spot
monsters.
where it's not going to end well. I think I would take the Heat Wave here. Getting your
I
Oswald
agree.
Baron is pretty bad.
An 8-point heat
You
wave
kinda
is
wanna have-
totally fine too.
Yeah. You want to have the threat to, like, this is why the NR player wants to stay ahead, right? The NR player wants to Baron the Osril. So it
Mhm.
can be kind of a little bit awkward to develop engines, but you have to develop enough engines to actually stay ahead when you get ahead.
I agree.
Otherwise, you're just going to end up in a situation like this, where the monster player is going to just keep flinging cards at you, and you're not going to be getting points per turn.
Finally see the
And
Odo
monster
come
cards
down.
just play for more raw value.
The Odo immediately gets answered. Sophist still with no engine down. 5 cards left.
This
Strummer,
is a painful Striga.
yeah.
This is just going to be slammed.
Gap gets even bigger.
Yeah, so some gold power maybe will be able to be saved from Menar's side if like the Varaxis is drawn, but this is looking scary. I think even if the NR leaders, probably the card isn't gotten here if the Renew is played.
And
No leader comes out.
Baron's not doing a ton. Oh, we're
Whoa,
just going
we're seeing
hard.
we're just seeing a kill here apparently.
Yeah, this is over.
Yeah, killing the Baron's pretty nasty. Now you can go for the boost crone.
Solid all in. Looks
Yeah.
like it's gonna more than work out. Sophist just concedes to it. Going into our second game. Cintron Lions still yet to lose a game this entire tournament. Quite the showing.
Yeah. That one was very well played, I thought. Just good execution of a push. I think the NR player was slightly greedy to set up a 10-point Falibor there rather than an engine. And Lion just showed how to properly keep pushing in that situation.
Yep. And we get the next invite. Yeah, this is so much faster than it was when I was casting the Invitational or the Partners Open. This is so clean.
Yeah, I definitely... Yeah, this feels very clean.
So are you with me on tournament mode is super hype now?
I'm with you now for sure.
Yeah, let's go.
This is seeming very good.
This is the future.
Don't make me laugh.
Lion bringing his cash deck against Sophist's Forge. This is your list, right?
It's my list.
Okay. Since we have the expert here, what's the reasoning behind the Bowman?
The Bowman. So it does ruin your 50-50. It ruins your 100% council. But there are a lot of matchups for playing Sage off of council can be kind of awkward, anyways. In a Shoop deck, a lot of times just dealing 3 can be really useful as utility. There are like a lot of cards that you can open like Berserker and the Bowman against. Like against Skellige, opening that against like a Raider is really strong.
Okay.
It's also just hard to find cards that are as good as Bowman.
That's true. Yeah, I tried the deck a few days ago and felt like the downside of Bowman being an elf was really extreme, but
I think if you get more used to the deck, there's almost some upside to having 2 elves and 2 dryads.
I can see that. I just felt like
The
I always
worst
wanted
case-
I always wanted the Sage.
By far the worst case scenario for council is only having a dwarf.
That's fair.
And that happens quite a bit. If you can get away with running like 1 elf, 2 dryads, or 2 elves, 1 dryad, but like
I liked the
I
Enchantress.
think good quality bronzes are good.
Yeah.
Easy to forget.
The Bowman's certainly not the best ever. You could replace it. Well, that might be a good Shoop destroy. The Oniromancy is missing. I would definitely consider Oniromancy Heatwave if Sophist had it here, but I would be tempted to roll a Shoop. This seems like as good of a Shoop as you're going to get. Because
Yeah.
Redanian will likely ruin Shoops in the future.
You have a pretty reasonable backup mode too with weather.
Yeah, weather definitely could be worse. Or even like play a card. I would consider play a card here if I miss the Shoop.
Is it play a card or play a unit?
Card. Fun. Random.
Yeah.
Goes for A-Rush instead, decides to not risk the Shoop. I think against SY in particular, you do need to be pretty aggressive.
I
Like,
agree.
if I were playing against a different faction, I could sort of respect this line of play a little bit more.
This cash deck is
Um,
so scary.
But if you let Cash just take the round with an engine round 1 without coughing up any more golds, you're probably just going to get annihilated in the long round.
I mean,
So I
maybe
think I would have played the Shoop while it had extra value potential.
sure.
Because if it killed the Inky, it was insane. We'd be seeing a lot more engines come out from Lion.
Yeah. And just not letting the Syndicate player hold on to everything for the critical round is so important. When they get to do what they want to do, they're playing such a crazy deck.
Yeah, especially with no Heat Wave. With no Heat Wave here, Shoop was like your only chance to get some control.
Hmm.
And I think this is already snowballed. Like, this is the thing that's a little bit scary about the Forge deck. If you know what you're doing and you draw a half-decent hand, you actually have a lot of good options. The Shoop lets you answer a lot of situations that some of the other ST Dent decks would really struggle in, and just in terms of dealing with, like, engines that can't be rebuked.
Trained Hawk for damage onto the Imki. I guess lets him keep
Oh,
up.
yeah, it could have been movement. I suppose here, damage is more tempo. It's not necessarily bad. Redea comes out just to close the gap to allow a bleed. I think this is necessary.
There is nothing.
It does not feel good, but I think it is necessary.
Hmm.
Lion allowing the Forge to take the win. I'm not sure about that. It seems fairly cheap to just play Kalk and close it out. Kalk isn't doing anything.
I feel like because he's the Nova deck, he's sort of incentivized to lose round 1.
Is that true against Forge?
No, but I get where he's coming from. If it was a normal cash deck, I'd agree with you a little bit more. Or a lot
Yeah.
more. But I sort of see where he's coming from.
That's valid. I guess the Nova would be very difficult to use off of a win. You would maybe... Oh, honestly, I could see Azar and Nova working, though. It's pretty hard for Forge to answer that.
Hmm. What does this hand lead on? Is it just Valve Caress? Looks like it's just Valve Caress.
No. It's very awkward to lead with a hand like this. This is the problem with playing the Redrame round 1.
Another line
lot
could
of
have been
people-
a Nero for Xavier or Justice.
Yeah, that feels a little bit painful too. Like, if you just get immediately Philippod, you're not necessarily playing against a Nova version, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And then you spend the Onero too, so you're not getting as much Johnny value.
Okay, and we are going.
Oh, no, no, no.
Uh,
Why is this tavern brawl been so good? God, I'm flying.
Watch closely. You might just learn something.
God damn it, Lion. Oh no.
well, Lion did lion things, and
Mm.
yeah, that's what he does.
Lion did Miyamon things. This is something I would consider more a Miyamon thing than a Lion thing.
I almost consider them the same person a lot of the time.
They definitely do have different styles. It's painful to admit it, because you'd rather just not think about it. But
You have this
do
instinctual
have different
desire to lump
styles.
all of these players together, but in good
Yeah, you
conscience,
do.
you can't do it.
yeah.
Oh, this Berserker ping might reset the boat.
Yeah. Not great. Not great. Might have been tempted to go for a different dwarf because of that.
Yeah. Nova finally coming down.
Alright. That's a bit painful. Actually really annoying to answer. You could just be good at Shoop here, if you just wanted to throw caution to the wind.
Shoot mind control. Live the dream.
Yeah, Mind Control or Destroy would potentially win the game. I would say right now this is very cash favored.
Oh,
It
yeah.
seems pretty hard to win without some sort of Shoop high roll. That's maybe calling it a little bit early. You don't really know what the deck is. But
Takes the tempering.
I would
not
be a little bit scared here.
shield.
I guess popping the shield, you can go... Was Rebuke played? I'm not sure if... Oh, Rebuke was not played. That's very
Oh,
unfortunate.
Yeah, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think his Lion, I would just slam in his R here, try to protect the Nova carryover.
Side.
Goes the old
just
instead.
Old.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Stays on
There's
the
already
7 coins.
a lot of value in the short round.
You shoot.
Okay, so we are seeing the Shoop spend. I think I probably would have just played the bronze.
A random card from your deck gets Pyrotech.
Interesting.
And the vote's down.
Rip boat. That's, yeah, that's a little bit scary. There's 8 resilience. The Shoop is now gone. And it doesn't really feel like the state of this round has changed much.
This is Azar no pay.
Yeah, Azar no play is definitely solid here. Even gets the boat back. That's a disaster.
High rolls the damage.
That's pretty nice, honestly.
Not shabby at all.
That's helpful, but I mean, it can only be so helpful when we're staring this down.
Yeah. 8 coins, EDC, Luisa Savola. Got a bank we can play just to play a card if we want.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you play here as Lion. Maybe just cough up the Louisa. Decides not to. Goes for the extremely powerful Bomb Heaver.
It works.
That's
Top
kind
card.
of risky.
It was top card, right?
Like,
So
this Forest Protector definitely could just be slammed here. And the Savola will now use up your coins. Okay, or it's not slammed here.
Okay,
I guess
so
you could just spend on Ewald to the extent necessary, but you still lose a lot of coins from not just copying Louisa. But I guess here it works out very well if you assume maybe there's a chance that it's scored. Or,
yeah, I sort of like
probably
Lion.
that card was either Protector or Gourd, like, all of the time, but...
Wow, he just drew all of his golds. Oh, 5 cards in the deck, sure.
Yeah,
That
and a
explains it all.
Neuromancy. You're definitely drawing your golds there. There's not really a question about it.
Yep.
You'd have to try pretty hard to miss Xavier, and missing Xavier's not such a big deal in this length of round. I assume we're seeing a Hearst here. There's no rush to play Savola now that the Louisa went off. Or Roderick. Definitely not Hearst. Not Hearst.
Maybe he's just clicking on it again.
Yeah, Roderick. Given that it's Roderick and not a Hearst, probably the Roderick will be clicked. You definitely always expect a Forest Protector here. There's, like, no question about it.
Like, Rebuke hasn't even been played yet. Like, there's...
Yeah, oh, that's true. There is just a vanilla Rebuke, too.
all the reasons in the
Rebuke
world.
comes out here just to threaten the Protector. I think that's reasonable-ish. It's 6 points. The Ench had the potential to be 7, but it's a really awkward distribution against Poison, which was still very much a threat.
Urchins comes down, spends a bit. At 6, it doesn't die to anything, so just chilling on the coins. And
About to see a boat pull.
Lion sweeps the tournament in a very brutal fashion. Yikes.
Yeah, that was
6-0,
brutal.
12-0.
Wow.
Not bad. Going to sleep now. Had a lot of fun. I'm glad you had fun, Sophist. It was a fun tournament to cast, too. Good game, Lion. I will give you the promised VIP.
Aw, VIP. I didn't know you could get VIP from this tournament, or I would have stayed up. Oh, okay, who am I kidding? No, I wouldn't have. I like default.
Gonna see another one next week. Yeah, I want to run these as weeklies. Get VIP for your Pog 9-point shooter. Gotta win, man. Lion, if you're in my Discord, I'll try to make a roll for you. I don't know if you are. Oh, you are. There you are. I think I might have to figure out exactly how to do this after the stream, but I will definitely make a Discord roll for the people who won the tournaments. But yeah, it was good to have you on the last couple games there, Redrame. I think I'm going to switch over to
I would say it's good to be on, but I would have preferred like being able to sleep. But thanks for having me.
I get it. Yeah. Well, hope you cure your insomnia soon.
Yeah, thanks. Have fun. You playing Duel Links or?
No, I'm gonna switch over to Total War Troy. It's a free game on Epic right now. It just released. For like the first 24 hours, they're giving it away for free.
Wait, that is actually insane.
Yeah! Like, if you got the Epic Store installed.
I saw that game and I was like, this doesn't look like a game I'd play normally. Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll grab it anyways.
That's every Thursday's free games on the Epic Store for me, yeah.
It's not. No, sometimes they had like, for a while, they had like a lot of indie games that I had really wanted to play for a long time, like Dungeon and Celeste and like Fez and like some of those.
Oh, I never got any of
and
those.
And then they moved a little more to AAAs.
Sure. Fair. Anyway, good to have you on. Talk to you later.
Yeah, sounds good. That's it.
Cool. See ya. Okay, let me get this figured out. Definitely never gonna play it, but add it to your library. Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in doing that, right? Let's see. Launch this.